Good afternoon. I've decided I want to bring the year out with a strong close on the stream, and that means a lot of streams over the next month. And today I want to do some computer Lego because I do not have any actual physical Lego uh, waiting to be built at this time. I do have a set on the way in the mail, a special holiday set that we will be doing on stream in a few weeks. But today I just want to do virtual Lego. So you'll remember I built the mini Disney Castle after my Disney World trip last year, and I found out that they've released another Disney branded palace, which is the Palace of Agrabah which is Jasmine's home from Aladdin. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. So this is the Palace of Agrabah. This is the mini scale set. Unlike the mini Disney Castle, this palace did not come with any bonus minifigures, but you can see in the picture there's a representation of the magic carpet and the magic lamp. So we'll go ahead and start building this model. Let's get right into it. I don't have too much to talk about today, so let's get right into the build. So we'll come over here to the studio, and in the studio you can see, I have a blank canvas, and I've already put in the parts for the set, and there is one part on one of the towers that is a printed piece in the set that the printed version wasn't in the database. So I tried to pick an appropriate color so we can still have a little bit of detailing. If it doesn't look good, we'll adjust the color later when we get to that piece. I have a feeling that piece will be towards the end of the build. So it looks like, let's go ahead and get started. This is built on one of those fancy tiled black bases like the architecture series are. They've been doing a lot of these micro scale sets that seem to be inspired by the architecture line. Like they did a huge Hogwarts castle set last year, which is also seems to be inspired by the architecture line. Alright, so we start with an 8x2. And then so I may not do too much talking as we build. I may just focus on the build itself because I don't have a lot to talk about today. Alright. So right now we're building up the base like like we do with the beginning of an architecture set. So that's a 6x12 plate. Alright. So yeah, this space is coming together fast. And the one thing that architecture does that this set doesn't appear to be doing is the nameplate on the base. But then again, this isn't branded architecture. This is branded Disney, so that may have something to do with it. But the base is coming together nicely. Alright, so we have some panels going on. And now we're going to start setting up the grounds, the palace grounds. I forgot to turn that back on after a render I did off stream last night. I'm actually planning to do an even bigger computer Lego stream later. But let's focus on this one for now. Okay. Yeah, I think that's how it's supposed to line up. Okay, those are in, and then I need 2 of these up front here. Okay, let's move on to the next page of the instructions. There's a color you don't see every day. That's one of the rarer browns, but it's pretty. And our first little bit of shrubbery around the palace, it looks like. Okay, what's going on here? Alright, let's put that brick in first. Okay, and then there's... What? Something just flashed on my screen, but I didn't see what it was. Let's hope it doesn't affect the stream. Alright, let's keep going. Now that's a plate. No, I need the 1x4 tile. Alright, I need a couple plates in here. Alright, I think that's positioned correctly. I guess we'll find out as we keep building. Now, with computer Lego, if something's in the wrong place, it's generally easier to fix than in physical Lego. Because with physical Lego, you actually have to take the whole thing apart. In computer Lego, if something's out of place, you just have to hide the brick that's in the way and then fix the incorrect brick. Okay, I can start to see some general shaping going on here. And we have less than 100 pages to go in the instructions at this point. And we're going to do the same thing I normally do in these streams, is we're going to save between bags. Whenever the instructions go into the next numbered bag, we're going to do a save. We are making really good progress in terms of the page count in the instructions, though. And I can see how the general shape of the palace is starting to come together. Let's see. Okay, so there is supposed to be a gap there. And some more shrubbery. Okay. So then we need to come here and take this piece out. Okay. And we have our first sub build. So let's come over here and start putting this together. Sometimes my mouse jams up on me. I don't know what it is about this mouse. Okay. So it looks like we've built the beginnings of the stairway entering into the palace. This section is supposed to line up, it looks like, right here. Is it? Did I mess that up maybe? I can't tell. No, it looks like the picture. I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. And now it looks like we're building 2 wall portions. And since this is computer Lego, it says 2x for this page. So I'm just going to build it once and then copy. That's one way. That's one thing that makes computer Lego a little bit easier than real Lego, is when you have the ×2, you can build once and just copy, which is a very useful time-saving technique on those sections. Let's see. And I would come here for a tile. And Control-C to get the copy. And this goes on this brown plate here like this. And then paste the copy. I messed that up. And that goes on here like this. And we have the beginnings of the back wall going on. So we're going to keep adding pieces until the model's complete. That's kind of the way you're supposed to do Lego. Alright. We're making good progress for being only 20 minutes in, I think. Alright, I've set up my Lego wish list for next year, and hopefully I can keep growing the physical collection. Because, I mean, virtual Lego is fun, and you can do things in computer Lego that you can't do with physical Lego, but nothing beats the actual feeling of handling the Lego pieces as you work with them. So let's keep adding pieces. Alright, what's going on here? We have 1x6, and then 2 of the 3s. And then we're going to do this piece here. Sorry if I go silent at times. I really don't have much to talk about today. But it looks like the core of the structure is really coming together. Now, because this is a daytime stream, we might have trouble finding someone to raid afterwards, but we'll make that a problem to worry about later, because we've still got a while to go on this build. About 80 pages of instructions left at this point. Alright, let's keep going. As Dory says in the Disney Pixar's Finding Nemo, just keep swimming. That's exactly what we're going to do here, except there's no water. By that, it just translates to just keep building. Interesting. Alright, this page of the instructions is doing something interesting here. I'll show you. Minifigure weapon. We have this sword piece here in green being used to represent microscale trees around the palace, which I think is a cool parts usage. Let's fix that. Alright. Now we turn back to the front. And it looks like there's more slopes to be put in here. Wow. This palace is going up fast. These are the same 1x1 slope pieces that I'm always complaining about when I have to use them in physical Lego. But in the computer Lego, they're no issue at all. And it looks like we get to place the last 3 of those micro sword trees here. That is a cool effect for the trees. And oh no. This one, it looks like this set is going to do that non-standard technique that they use in architecture for stairs. So, alright, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and slide this piece into place. And let's turn off collision so I can line it up. And once I place it, alright. Once I get this placed, so I think that one needs to be... Let's see. Alright, so it's lined up horizontally. Now let's line it up vertically. And I don't even have this piece rotated correctly, so hold on. Oh. Making these weird unattached stairs does require a little bit of precision. And it's supposed to hang over this other section like this. Now the test. Okay, so we may have lined up that first one correctly. Let's zoom in and let's just take a quick look. I think that's how it's meant to be. If it's a little bit off, we can adjust it later. Actually, I want to line it up a little bit better. So yeah, so now it's even with the other piece there. Okay. And I think it'll have us do a few more of these. Yeah, 6 more of these it looks like. Okay. Alright. We'll be doing this step for a little while, it looks like. Okay, so it looks like with luck, all we have to do is adjust this number. Oh, but we're not flush up and down either. Okay, I need to make sure where the collision is happening, so let's hide these slopes while I work on this section. Alright, now we can focus on the stairs. Alright, I see where the overlap is. Alright, we'll be stuck on this step for quite a while. We have to do this like 6 times after this. And of course my mouse picks right then to jam up, but let's keep going. Yeah, that's not flush up and down. So this one, so let's just check our numbers so we can see how the math is going. So on this piece, we have 2342, and then on this piece, we have 1646. So less 7 plus 4. So the next section should be -9, -50, I think. So -2 and then -54. And what's the comparison on the last number? -20. So -2, -54, I think is what I said. And then we need 3 more of those. Yeah, once we figure out the numbers, we ended up being good on this. Okay, that's the last one it says to do on this step. It says here, we're actually going to put the final piece, give the final piece an attachment to anchor it. And I can already see we're going to be out of alignment, I think. Let me go ahead and build this little bit and see what happens. Okay, the stairs aren't lining up exactly perfectly from a horizontal perspective. Let's see what kind of adjustment can be made. Alright, I'm just adjusting the stairs a little bit. Alright, so we need to actually spread the stairs out a little bit. So let's grab the whole stair section. Well, the in-between stairs. Alright, that's a little more pleasing to the eye. Alright. We've just wasted a bunch of time getting these stairs aligned just perfectly. Let's put the architecture back and let us continue. And this is where it says to go into bag 2. So we're gonna go ahead and do a quick little save point here. You know what? We're not gonna merge because this is all one unit here. Alright, we are saved. Let us continue. Alright. Okay, and it looks like now we're going to start to put in some detailing bits. It says to do this as a sub-build, but I'm going to do it right on because I save a little bit of time that way. We put so much time into the stairs that any efficiency we were running is gone now, so we need to focus on getting back onto speed. Where's this piece it's looking for? There's a round golden piece I'm supposed to be adding. Is this it? This might be it. Yeah, I think that's it. Alright. And now we come back around to the front. So yeah, we're starting to put detailing in now. Alright, this looks like a cool little fountain we're building over here. Um, that's why. Okay. That's a cool fountain. Alright, what's next? So we're doing another build over here. Oh, Lego introduced 1x5s at some point in the last couple of years. I'm still not used to seeing those. And so this little section we just built goes along the back corner over these bits here. This looks like a fun build that I might want to add to my actual collection later. Since we're building it virtually, I'm not going to stream it again once I get it physically, if I get it physically. Generally speaking, any specific Lego set, I'm only going to stream once. If I've already done it virtually, and I get it physically, I'll build off stream. If I get it off stream first, and then decide to build it on the computer later, I'll do so on stream. Most of my computer Lego builds are off stream. As many as I've done on stream, I've done like 100 sets or so off stream, so looks like we're starting to build up the structure for the second floor here. We need this here. I like how the shape of the palace is starting to come together now. And now that the foundation level is done, we'll really start to see the palace take shape in the next few pages. I like the splash of color that this tannish brown is providing. This color is called medium nougat that we're working with now. And it's relatively rare as far as browns are concerned in Lego. Yeah, these are the kinds of pages that move quickly. So for right now, we should be picking up some good speed. For this part of the build, at least. And then we need some tiles. Alright, we're gonna keep working on this. And it looks like we have 2 more little towers to build here in the front. Maybe these are columns, not towers. So, I think that's how these are supposed to go. So yeah, these are columns, not towers. And then we use this window piece here to represent the door. Actually, it is an actual door piece. It doesn't look like it's an articulated one. So yeah, we just put together the front door. Okay, I'm not sure why we have a bar element going on here, but I guess we'll find out soon enough. And then these get topped with the tower toppers. On these tower toppers are going to render well because they're in the shiny gold. And we're more than halfway done with the model. As we just passed the hour mark of stream. So let's keep going. So okay, we've just built in some of the wall around the entrance. So that's what the front of the palace looks like so far. Obviously, we still have quite a bit more structure to build, but details are definitely coming together now. Oh, wrong place. This one goes there. And then this one goes here. I have a really special Lego stream planned for tonight. I mean, not that this one isn't special, but I mean, let me do something real quick. I don't know where that's going to come in the lining, so. So it looks like behind the door we start the foundations for the central tower. And that's why this is a microscale model and not a playset model, because we've just blocked the door in order to start the tower. So there is no interior. Alright, here's where I'm gonna build this. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna build this section of the tower right on. Let's just match this with the other section. We need this first. So it looks like we're building an internal structure for the top level of the tower. And here is where the non-existent printed piece I was talking about comes into play. So I made a color adjustment. We'll see how it looks when the rest of the tower is together. All right. Now we're going to come back behind the tower again to keep developing this area. And we get another one of those little towers in here. What kind of piece is that? I've never seen that piece before. Well, let's see if I can find it in here. Oh, it's an arch jumper. I've never seen those before. I messed that up. Alright, now that's rotated properly. And then it looks like we're using these telescope pieces to make some columns in the back here behind the tower. And then we're stacking up some smaller cylinders back here to do some more shaping on the outside. Alright, how are we doing this bit? I think at this point, we're mostly doing detail work. Maybe a little bit of structural work it might be left, but at this point, we're starting to see the piece counts dwindle. And it says to go into another bag. So here's what we've got so far. And it's really starting to take shape now with the central tower in place. And now we're working on the main structure of the palace. So let's go ahead and save up. And let's keep going. Come back to the back. And now we got to build another tower section. And this one it is telling us to do off. So oh, and these parts are in metallic. So this is going to look really good on the render. It's cool how that lines up. Alright. I'm seeing some interesting build techniques on this tower that we're working on. Tell you what we're going to do. We're actually going to follow the directions. It says build another section of the tower like this. And then take this whole section and line it up with this one. I don't see any gaps, which means we're good to go. And this tower goes back here like that. I think at this point we're just building a bunch of towers for a while. Wow, that's a piece I've never actually seen in person. Okay, I'm not sure why I can't get this part to line up correctly. It says to push this in and line it up with that. And then I should be able to tell you what we're going to do. We're going to turn off collision so I can line those two bricks up. And then later on, once the tower's on, only because it wasn't lining up properly. Alright, let's take this piece and line it up in here like that. And you know what I'm actually going to do? Do we really need that bar for a computerized render? There. Now we're not showing any collision. And that bar is not even visible in the final product anyway. So we're not going to fight with it too much when the piece isn't going to even be visible. This tower goes, it's supposed to go in here. How do I get that to line up, though, is the question. Okay, that's how that tower is supposed to line up. We got there. Now it says to do another tower section off to the side, so let's come over here. There's still a lot of detailing pieces left in my palette. But here, we're mainly doing detail work. The main structure is done. We're just mainly doing detail work for the rest of the stream, it looks like. Okay, no obvious gapping. Alright, I see what we're supposed to do here. So yeah, this next tower section is coming together itself, so okay, I can't tell if there's any gapping or not. But this whole section goes on top of the other tower. Like this. And now we're building yet another tower. As long as the bars cooperate, we'll keep them in, even though you can't see them in the final product. So the towers have similar structures, but each one has subtle differences. It says to put this tower here in this corner. Like that. There's a little bit of unstudded gapping in that entryway. Unless it fills up before we're done. That's a small aesthetic flaw in this design. And this otherwise beautiful set, so I'm not going to knock it too much. Oh, yeah, they did take care of that. Okay, never mind. They do close the gaps with these two little pillars in front. So aesthetic flaw no longer existent. I mean, you can still sort of see the gaps from certain angles, but that's a nitpick at this point. Let's keep going. So it looks like we're doing another tower section. This one looks like it might end up being a narrower tower. Let's see what happens here. Okay, this is an unusual looking section. So let me see if I can concentrate through this bit. Alright, so this section is supposed to go onto this tower, like this. And there was a little bit of gapping, so I'm going to try and adjust this bottom section to remove the gapping. I don't know why it's not just letting me line it up. I don't know why it keeps wanting to snap forward on the screen and off the tower. There's some pixel artifacting going on there. Okay, tower's pretty well lined up. Now it says to go right side up. And we're going to take this tower and drop it down into the foundation for it back here. Like that. Not many pages left. And now we have to do another tower. We've been going about an hour and a half at this point. We could finish before the 2-hour mark, which was my goal for this stream, so all good. My next LEGO stream, though, that one's going to be a doozy. I think that one's going to be multiple hours of desert goodness. We're going to a different fantasy desert on my next virtual LEGO stream. But for right now, let's focus on finishing this Disney one. Aladdin's a good movie. I like all the movies of that particular period of Disney's history. It's too bad Disney seems to have lost its way, though we're not talking about that on this channel. It's sad what Disney's been doing, really. Okay, we got that tower. Alright, let's go right side up. And let's add some more of these. Alright, if I can stick this tower into here. And boom, that's a nice looking tower. And this one goes off to the side. Ooh, that's a fat, thick tower. And this one goes off to the side over here. And I might need to do some alignment on this one. Like that. And we're doing yet another tower. Lots of towers on this palace. And this tower goes in the front. Right here. Let's use... Okay. I didn't do that correctly. I can probably work with that. There we go. That tower has been assembled. And now we're doing what looks like yet another tower section. But we're really running out of pieces now, so at this point, there's not going to be too many tower sections left. Alright, so looks like this one's just going to be the top of a tower. It is an interesting build technique for the towers, though. I'll give it that. Nothing I haven't seen before, but still pretty cool. And this is a short little stubby tower for the very... Oh no, I messed this one up. Let's find where this tower begins. Because this tower was really supposed to go over here on these over here. Now that that's fixed, I can then come back to this tower and place that here where it's supposed to go. And now it looks like we're finishing up the central tower here. And now it looks like we're going to build up a section for that. Looks like we're doing some snot technique for the top of the central tower. But we're running out of instruction pages and pieces. So I think this is going to be okay. I see what we have to do here. It says 4x, and we will save some time by doing the copy paste. So we'll put that on there. That's a cool tower top that we're building here. And then back to the bottom for some more details. And then this whole section here. slide into the top of this tower here, like this. Okay, it's not responding to my click, which means it's not lined up properly. Oh, we do have a little bit of gapping there. Let's see if I can address that. We have even more gapping there. Let's try doing it this way. Okay, gapping's not too terrible and won't be noticeable in the render. Alright. Oh, now I know why we have this little bar on this tower here. We're going to build a little something now. We're going to build a little bit of an accessory bit now, I think. Right now, it looks like we're pretty much done with the build at this point. Right now, we're just building the magic carpet here. And then it comes with this little lamp in gold. And I'll rotate that a little bit to give it some personality. And then this section, this little magic carpet build will clip onto the bar up here and float over the palace like this. That's not where I clicked. Will you stop that? Alright, let's grab it by the clip. And let's see, we're lined up with the bar, which gives it the effect of floating in front. And just like that. Sounds like the neighbors are doing construction work again. I'll tell you what I'm going to do for aesthetic reasons. I'm going to move this guy. I'm going to turn the lamp some more so that it doesn't intersect with the, it doesn't come up against the pillars on the back. like that. And we'll do a nice overhead view of the palace so you can see the grounds like this. And with that, we're gonna select everything. We're gonna merge them up and save. Wow, that's a lot of towers. Yeah, that's good enough an angle for the render, I think. So let's save it up and find someone to raid. We're just under the 2-hour mark, which is my prediction for how long this would take. And I think that tower looks fine with that little lavender pit. I don't think we need to adjust the color on that middle tower. That's where the print was that I couldn't get in the database, in the parts database. So let's see who's available to raid. Issa's on. We'll raid Issa today. Let me set up the raid. Let me go ahead and set up the raid here. So we're going to raid Issa. She's a musician, because I always try and go for musicians. I think she's South American. She's a good show. And I'll see you later for some more computer Lego. I have something really special planned for tonight. Have a good afternoon, and I'll see you later. Plan for
You ready, Luisito? That was loud. Hello, Uncle E.